Happy birthday. Happy birthday to us.
I don't have any balloons. I want balloons.
The reason why we are late is because we've been celebrating the last hour. What is happening? What is happening, guys? This is episode 44. We are 2 years old. This is Trop-cast, and yeah, I'm glad to be here. It feels like we haven't done this in a while, even though we were at Insomnia, which we're going to talk a little bit about. Let me introduce the guys. Paddy Toner, what's happening, dude?
Well, I'm feeling the 2 years old now, to be honest. The back's not the same anymore. I don't know if I'm able, boys. I don't know if I'm able. The faces are changing. Faces are, you know what I mean? We're getting there. We gotta get the wrinkle cream out soon.
Let's be honest with it. You have carried a few people through thick and thin.
That's true. I don't know. Like the weekend there, boys. I'm just not able anymore. We'll stick it out. We'll see where we are in 5 years and hope for the best. Hope we're still to make a podcast.
And that other person you hear is Pat Madman Curly. What's happening, dude?
Sure, not too bad. It's good to be 2 years old now, isn't it?
It is.
We're no longer babies. We're toddlers. We're
toddlers.
And my good friend, too old for gaming, John Fogarty. What's happening, John?
Gaga goo goo. I'm 2 years old. I'm fine. I'm all good, man. Rested up after Insomnia. Looking forward to the things ahead. Looking forward to the podcast. And yeah, congratulations on 2 years, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit about the 2 years and how...
I just want to jump in and say, Bowley's there. Dave has been here since the start. He's saying, what a journey. Happy birthday. Thanks, Dave. We're going to play some Fortnite with you later on.
And I just want to shout out to Dave there. I am going to beat you in the FIFA tournament. So I'm glad I got you in the group, bud.
No. Some tight groups, boys. There's some tight groups in there.
I got absolute filth. So.
Yeah, you're done in. You're done in. I'm still class to be class football. I can't wait to be next week. We're going to commentate on that shit.
So let's talk a little bit about our journey from, I mean, myself and Paddy meeting way back in Epic Gaming Conference.
Epic Gaming, yeah. Downstairs, handshake on. It was on, boys. That's it. 2 years later, here we are.
I think I was doing some sort of workshop. It was like, we were doing a live podcast in one of the rooms. And you actually came down and
I was watching it there with a couple of boys, that's right.
Yeah, you came down and we kind of met. We decided a couple of weeks after that we were going to push on and make a community. You had a lot of experience in building Facebook groups and you could bring something to the table and I could bring something else to the table. And I mean, we were at Insomnia last week, and I mean, it was one of my greatest achievements anyway, being in the gaming industry, being able to just be perched up there looking down on a crowd during a massive event. And we were there for 2 days. We were there Saturday and Sunday, and coming from the start where there wasn't even this podcast, I mean, it was just growing that community right at the start and really building something that was open for anyone to come in and have a space to talk and not be ridiculed, or people could give their opinions and be free kind of to give their opinions.
Say it in a positive manner. There's no that's I think that's a massive problem in a lot of gaming communities. Like, you see that they're in, and every time someone says anything, ask for a bit of help or something, it's get good, or do you know what I mean, you're trash, or there's no need for it. Like, we're all here trying to relax to play games. That's why I think that's where the community stands above the rest, is the positivity in it.
And I think even when we see something that is steps a little bit over the boundary, what we always do is we always look at it as in there is kids in that community, and there's there's young adults in there, and they don't need to be seeing toxicity. I mean, I'm sure they see enough
example.
Of that. Yeah, exactly. And I think what we've done is we had zero tolerance at the start, and now it's come to the stage where we don't even have to look at it anymore. You might get one or two people that would throw something in, but usually if we say it to them, they put their hands up, they apologise. And I mean, I know you're super proud of it. I love the 100%. Community, and it's such an achievement with what we've done. And the weekend was really the culmination of the 2 years. And it was that's what we're trying to build from the start. It's kind of like a hub for Irish gaming. We will expand. But at the minute, it's definitely a hub for Irish people to come in and chat games, and like even content creators and stuff like that. At the start, it was set out to give content creators a place to share it to other Irish people and stuff like that. It's not that popular in the group, but we're trying to help them out. If they want to post away once a day, as long as you're interacting with the group, that's all we ask.
and I think it's working.
Like, I even find a lot of the community members, well, the ones that jump into my stream, they're like, a lot of people talk about Twitch and their community there, and Mixer and the community there, but the people that jump into my stream, I like literally know these people from talking to them, you know, the past 2 years. It doesn't feel like I have got to know them just because they jumped into the stream and I've got to know them that way. I actually feel like the people that jump into my stream, I know through the community, and I've had conversations with them.
Like, even the names there in the chat there now, I know. Like, I may not, I probably not met a few of them, but I know them. Do you know what I mean? I know them from different conversations sticking out. Even Monitor Gaming there, we had him at the weekend there, and he's honestly, your Facebook gaming community is more helpful than any forum I found on Google. Like that.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Awesome.
He's a great little creator. That's probably true. Like, there's people like you can ask a question and someone will give you an answer. Like, I wouldn't be massive a PC gamer, but I'm learning now from the community, from people that know what they're talking about, and it was said in a nice way. And that's all. That's what you want, you know. I'm hoping that we still keep getting members. Another 2 years, we could have 4,000 members, 5,000 members, and hopefully keep to the same standard as we do now. We are trying. There's only a few moderators in it now left. I think there's 5 or 6, but I don't think the group needs much moderation at the minute. And
I found an amazing thing at the weekend was, before, so the events we did in the past, we had to actually go and search for content creators. The only person that we actually went searching for was John Romero, and he still came on to the show. Everyone else, it was like lined them up, and we had a person on every 20 minutes. The people that came on were big time. Do you know what I mean? These weren't people that were just starting off in the industry. These were people that were big time. And you know, it was just great to have that respect.
No, to be honest, it was an eye opener as well. I think there's kind of a market for what we were doing at the weekend as well. Like, nobody else has done it yet.
No,
that I know of anyway. It could be, but I don't think there is.
Not in Ireland anyway. No way.
Not in Ireland. No, that we had them. We set up our own. Like, Insomnia were fantastic helping us set us up our own area up at the top, and it was. If I don't know the word, it was unreal. To me, it was fantastic seeing that we had our own area and people lining up to get in. I couldn't wait to talk to us. And it was a big experience for me, like the interviewing and going off the ball and keeping it fresh and not trying to say the same things in every interview. Like, it was brilliant. And we had so many interviews, and it was a great experience. And we're always going to have them videos and show for all these different people, for these different content creators across Ireland, It was unreal. Like, a lot of them for Dundalk. I don't know what's going on in Dundalk, lads, but there's a lot of creators there. There's a lot of creators there. I'm hoping that we get to do more cons this year and see. We'll get in contact and see what happens. But I'd love to do it.
And like that, something like this doesn't happen overnight, a podcast like this, because everyone that came in to talk to us said how natural they felt. You know, they didn't feel awkward at all. If I stopped talking and there was nothing to say, Paddy, you jump in, or John would jump in, or Pat would jump in. We have that chemistry, and that's not created overnight. I'm telling you right now, that's something that we've worked at.
You can go back to the first one, lads, and I tell you one thing, it's not nice to look at.
It's not friendly.
No, it's not friendly. Me sitting there going, what? And someone walking in, what's cracking? It wasn't happening. It does take time. Anything takes time. We're still nowhere near where I want to be or where we want to be. We're only starting in my eyes. Like, this is only the beginning of it. There's still a lot more. There's still a lot more work to do. Like, I'm not stopping, boys. These are coming with me. Do you know what I mean? This is the way it's going to be.
John, you want to jump in?
Yeah, no.
Paddy, just throw that pen away, will you?
Sorry, excuse me. It's either that or my leg, boys. His leg's going to go.
No, I was going to say, just on the point that you said that how the rapport has gone, even since I suppose since the very start, have started the podcast and all that. Like, I was talking to after his segment, I was talking to Lucy Lover, and he said, I asked him, how did you find the podcast? And he was just like, oh, it's perfect. It was just like having a conversation with a few mates.
Yeah,
like, and I think that's kind of the aesthetic we're looking for. Like, it is like, and people feel comfortable, people feel calm again because of the beautiful setup together with Insomnia, that we were so enclosed. They felt comfortable, so and that really helped them come out of their shells and really talk about stuff.
But to be fair, like, they're on the same journey as we are. Do you know what I mean? So it just feels that natural. A lot of them, like, even a lot of the streamers, all they want to do is make content and have the crack. So I think that's what we want to do as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, get involved with the community.
I had a fantastic time anyway. It was probably the highlight of definitely the year, and anything I've done gaming, it was definitely the biggest thing I've done in the gaming scene, we'll say. So I had a fantastic time.
Yeah, but it's great to we're attached to such a big brand and such a great weekend. It wasn't right. They did very well. It sold out both days, and I think it's mostly positive comments and stuff. And a lot of people have to get into their heads. I've seen a couple of streamers that were very negative about it, but they have to get into their head that this is a business, and what was set up was the first year of a new company. Really, like I know it's a massive brand, but these boys are only putting this on their first year, and they're dipping their toe in, and I think they did a great job. Next year they're going to come back bigger and better. Because there's some people saying that there wasn't this and there wasn't that, but they're just looking for negative comments and something to say.
There's always people like that.
They walked around twice and said it was shite. It was nothing like TwitchCon. I was like, what do you mean it was nothing? It's not supposed to be TwitchCon.
This is the first year.
Holy hell. I said, you know nothing, and left.
You know nothing.
Nothing, by nothing.
There was no Yu-Gi-Oh stand at TwitchCon, I tell you.
I don't know if there was now, but there could have been.
Pat, do you want to jump in before we move on?
Well,
I
thought it was an incredible experience to have. Like, coming away from it after 2 days, I felt like I had so much energy just to do stuff, and I'm paying for it now because I haven't been sleeping too well. But no, like there was like everyone there. They loved gaming, and when you talked to them, you could see the passion that was in it. Like some of the people we had on, like John Romero and Antti Tinkerbell, the passion behind what they were talking about and their experience in the gaming industry was just incredible to see. And it was just inspiring to hear them talk about it.
Yeah.
Like everyone sort of had that mentality about it. And like even some of the people that you just meet around, like we had a good few people at the CTR and everyone was having a good time with that as well. So it's really nice to see like everyone come together and just enjoy what you enjoy as well. Because usually when I play games, it's literally just right on my bed, which is sad. Very, very sad. But it was a nice change of pace, so it was, and I can't wait to do more.
Yeah, and I think it was a massive learning curve for us as well. I mean, every event we go to, we always we pick apart what we did right, what we did wrong, and I think that's why we've grown so much.
Bring sellotape.
Yeah. Well, there you go. A few cable ties wouldn't go astray, but I think what we did in terms of. It was the first time we used the setup. It was the first time that we were at an event like of that caliber. I think we did a fantastic job, and I just want to thank the whole team and Paddy as well for getting us there. I mean, you led us the right way all this time.
I don't think he's doing right. Insomnia.
No, there was a turning point where you did a couple of things, and it was just like this lad he wants to. Like the thing about you, Paddy, is you want the best for this community, and that's something that I never taught against or anything. Like I thought you always wanted to push forward, and sometimes you nearly push yourself a little bit too much, if you ask me. But I mean, that's just your mentality.
To be honest, it's all learning, lads. I've learned a lot in the last 2 years myself. I've calmed down, talking to people. I'm more relaxed. I think about things better. I take it in, and then then make options. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just lashing at it. Because that gets you in trouble. I'll be honest.
Yeah. We never fell out, did we, Paddy? Over the 2 years.
I think the worst thing you can do in this game is react. And I'll be honest, if anyone's trying to make content, don't react to people. When you feel something, go away and think about it and come back to it, because you'll probably think differently in a day. You'll think differently than you did that day. And that's 100% biggest thing I've learned in this whole journey is trying to relax and see things from other people's point of view. And to make a decision based on all of it. Don't make a decision based on your emotions.
Yeah.
That's basically 100% what I think anyway.
Definitely. Just a quick question there from one of the community members before we move on to what we're playing. What was it like meeting John Romero? I'm going to ask Paddy first of all.
Okay, lads. Well, to be honest, if you look back through the whole lot, I don't know how many interviews we done. It was a lot. I was never nervous in any of them, and I wasn't. And I'm very relaxed. I'm very used to this. But John Romero came in, man. I forgot everything that I learned about him. I was like,
"Do you like video games?
Yeah, do you like games, there, John? I like your hair." But it was very good to meet. It was brilliant to see. It was brilliant to see that caliber of guests on that has been in the gaming industry for so long, and it's been doing it since we were in nappies. Do you know what I mean? And it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's still going, and he's still making games, and he's on about I think someone was saying his wife is trying to make games to be seen as an art form.
Yeah.
And I think that's a brilliant idea, and especially his games and stuff. He's been in it for so long, but I did get nervous, but it was brilliant. I'd love to do it again. We probably will get on again.
Great. I mean, that's the second time I interviewed him. But I didn't get nervous, but I had that feeling that I just want to know as much information. And the questions that I asked him the first time I interviewed him was about all the old games, the Doom, the Quakes. And I also asked him about a new game that he was working on that he couldn't give me the name for. We know that game is called Empire of Sin, so that's what I asked him about. I asked him about Empire of Sin.
Then I got a little bit of a scoop. I got a scoop.
You did, yeah.
He's working on a first-person shooter, lads. You heard it here first. I have to get that out actually to show it.
Yeah, exactly. So that was great. So like every time he gives us a little bit and he explains like what he's doing so well. All the best to that guy. He's actually pushing the gaming scene in Ireland forward. He loves the Irish community, and he's just going to keep developing games. Anyone that listens to this podcast, I want you to go out and support that man and buy Empire of Sin, or just buy Doom for God's sake. It's I think it's like £3 on. It's £3 on the PS4. It just got released on PS4. Go and play that thing. And
Pat got to meet him as well, didn't you, Pat?
And what a gentleman he is. He was he was so nice. And as you were saying, Paddy, what hair! That
oh yes.
Pat was going with the hair all weekend.
It's so incredible. Like it makes me wish I still had my long hair. But just an incredible man. And hearing about his journey, like how he started off sort of learning programming and everything was as I was saying earlier, it was so inspiring to hear something like that. How he started out and made his way up. It was incredible.
He's a legend. Right, guys. Did you get to meet him, John?
I did. My story is a bit funnier. Just because I was there at CTR watching over the thing while I was doing the podcast. I look over, I just see like this big, glorious hair halo walking out of the little place we were walking towards, and I actually got stopped by someone. He was talking to Dana. And I listened, he was like, all right, feck this. I brought it up to him. And I ran up. I just basically stood beside Dana. I was like, hello, John Romero. I'm John from the Republic of Players. How are you? It was grand. I was talking to him for about 2 minutes and then he left. So I basically was like, I'm not letting that man go until I shake his hand. So I did get to meet him.
Nice.
Guys, we're going to move on to our section that we have every week. What we are playing. John, what have you been playing?
I've actually been playing a few games this week. As you know, Roland was playing a bit of Tarkov.
Oh, yes.
Yourself and myself. We didn't have... You had a good day today, I hear, but we did not have the best time of it last time we were playing.
No, I nearly uninstalled the game. I'm not going to lie to
you. Just death after death after death. But no, it's still Tarkov. Still fun in its own Tarkov-y way.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to play after the podcast.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And I never, still haven't really done much with the hideout or anything like that. I've just kind of been playing runs, but I'm having fun with it. I pretty much said everything about Tarkov that I think I could ever say. So I'll move on to the other games I was playing. I was actually playing a bit of the Legend of Bumbo. If you've ever heard of that.
No.
Legend of Bumbo. It's the new game by the creator of the Edward McMillan, the guy who makes what's it called? The Binding of Isaac, one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh, nice.
And it's basically, how would I describe it? It's a turn-based dungeon crawler where you use a bejeweled type puzzle board to gain mana so that you can do attacks. That's the best way I could describe it. It's completely bonkers. It's actually really, really fun. And it's like, the last game we released was The End Is Nigh, which I never got to play. That was another game like Super Meat Boy, which they also created.
Okay.
But it's
any similarities to Isaac?
Yeah, well, the theme and like some of the bosses and some of the enemies are Isaac enemies. It's quote unquote based in the
same universe,
Isaac cinematic universe at this game. But no, it's very fun. And Bumbo is a character from The Binding of Isaac as well. Cool. But it's very fun. And the other game I've been playing very quickly was still playing The Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds is a phenomenal game. One of the best games I've played this year, honestly. It's by Obsidian, the guys who made Fallout New Vegas. I think they made Fallout 2 as well. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly certain they did. but they made Fallout New Vegas. Basically, that was their offshoot game from Bethesda, and it's my favorite Fallout of all time. It's fantastic. It was a bit buggy at release, but what games aren't these days. But the Outer Worlds, it's basically Fallout in space. Nice. Except instead of one big open world, you travel to different planets, which are a load of smaller open worlds, we'll say. And it's a lot of fun. If you like the Fallout type of gameplay, like either being an absolute not nice person or being an absolute saint, you can decide what to do. You can literally kill everybody in the game, and you can still finish it, even main quest givers, and you can still finish the game, allegedly. So that would be a fun playthrough to do. And yeah, it's just, if you know Fallout, you know what kind of game you're getting into, and it's kind of just more of that, except in space. It's fantastic.
Sweet.
Nice.
So can I just jump in there? Have you been going the saint route, or have you been being a bit of a devil in it?
I've actually been mainly saint, I won't lie, but there's been moments where it's like a guy's conversation will rub me up the wrong way, and I'll have the option to let's solve this peacefully, and I'll just go, nah, you actually have had your chance, and I'll just blow them away. So there has been a few cases where I've just killed people just because they've annoyed me, even though I had the situation.
You're done for.
Yeah, don't rub me the wrong way, lads. But mainly saint. I always do that on my first playthroughs.
Just a quick question before we move on. How do you actually get from one planet to another? Do you fly? Is it a fast travel thing?
It's a fast travel thing, but you have a spaceship, which is your hub. So you go to the spaceship, and then in the spaceship, you choose which planet, and then you basically load the screen again. You don't physically fly the plane, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paddy,
nice.
What have you been playing?
To be honest, lads, I haven't been playing much this week. Bit of COD. Back on the 2v2, but with Paddy. It's a great game. The 2v2 is brilliant, to be honest. I'm just jumping in and playing that all the time. Haven't really tried it. There's a few new modes added. There's actually one was added last week. It's like a nighttime. It's like a laptop. I'm not reading that. It's like a nighttime part where you can walk around and you're using night vision. It's funny. You laugh and you made me do that. You go around with the night vision, the lasers pointing out, so you get to see what you're going around. It's a bit different. It's a good game. You're gonna pick it up, Ron? You might.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna pick it up. Just anything I've seen of that game, it makes me interested in it. It looks totally different than previous Call of Duty games. I know that sounds weird, but it looks more the weaponry looks a lot more realistic. The way you shoot the guns, I love the 2v2 element of it. I think that's the one that I would probably play the most.
Yeah, the 2v2 is what gets me in it.
I'm gonna pick it up on PC as well, and just to have something to jam on PC.
I mean, I was playing keyboard and mouse, and I was like, give me the controller. I went back to controller then a bit. So I've got the scuff there. It's like I need to use this. But I was doing the keyboard and mouse, so I just don't think I have the area for it. The desk is a bit too small. I know I'm making excuses here, but I definitely recommend, if anyone's into their shooting kind of games, I definitely pick it up and give it a shot. They seem to be adding more content to it every week, so I don't know what they're going to keep going and dripping it out to us.
Were you a big Call of Duty fan before this, previously?
I have been in certain ones. There's ones I pick up and there's ones I wouldn't pick up. I got the World War II one the last time. And before that, is Modern Warfare, and I did pick them all up before, but they kind of hit and miss with me. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I get them, sometimes I get Battlefield, sometimes.
How's the campaign and the new one?
The campaign is fantastic, to be honest. I went played through it. I actually have to finish it. I think I was streaming it a few weeks ago, and I was getting tired. It was getting like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I knew I was close to the end of it. But it's very I think I was saying it the other day, but the campaign itself is a lot different to other campaigns. They're not people can trying to say that they glorify war or something, but they don't. Like in this one, it kind of dives into what actually happens. There's a part in it where you go to, I think it's, I don't know what country it is. It's the Russians anyway. They're gassing someone, and it goes to a child's perspective to see her family going through this. Everyone's dying around her, and she's trying to get out. And I thought that's a fantastic, for that there, you could put that story in for a game of the year, that they put that into it to show you from a different, it's not like, everything's not brilliant, you're running around killing people, it's actually people are being, it's affecting everybody, do you know what I mean? Like gassing people is so bad. And to show that, I thought was a very good direction to take the game, instead of sometimes they go over a bit over the top with shooting, things like that airport scene a couple of years ago, which was horrible.
Yeah, just throwing
Definitely
it in there for controversy.
Controversy to sell games. You know what I mean? But they did it different. They did the controversy in a different way to show you that war is horrible. It's not all just running and shooting guns. You know what I mean? These things are actually happening in the world, and to take notice. Do you know that kind of way?
I don't know. The reason why I want to bring this up, because this is the second time I had the chance and I didn't take it the first time. But I don't know whether you remember the time where I got onto a radio station. I know John remembers it anyway. Yeah. And this woman came on and she was like, "Oh, my daughter plays Call of Duty."
Oh yeah, I remember that. Remember that.
That's grand. And then I went on and I said, "What age is your daughter?" And she was like, "Oh, she's 12." And I said, "You do know there's a scene where there's a mass shooting in an airport?" No, I didn't know that.
I just sat her down and let her off.
But that's it. The parents don't know, lads.
I know. And that's what I was trying to. I wasn't trying to make a show of the woman. What I was trying to do is just educate and to say that you need to actually look at the back of the case with these games. Like, there is content in it that 12-year-olds shouldn't be looking at.
No, 100%.
Yeah, Pat, what have you been playing?
Well, I finally got around to playing The Order 1886, which was surprisingly actually a really good game. Like,
bought for €2.
For €2, I bought it, I think, for like €15. I bought it a long while back, but I just never got around to playing it. But I thought it was, like, the story-wise, it's very intriguing. It has a nice setup, and I kind of wish it didn't end, that there was more to it, which is always a nice thing with a game. So hopefully there is a sequel.
I would sincerely doubt that, Pat. That game did not do too well.
No,
you never know. Like here, Knack 2 got a sequel. Knack got a sequel. Knack 2, yeah. So you never know. But I can see where people were annoyed with the game. Like, the mechanics itself, they're solid, and there's nothing really that innovates upon like third-person shooters in any way. Like, I actually think the cinematic view that they have for it is really cool. And also graphically, the game looks like it could have came out today. It looks so good, so it does. It's beautiful. It's like, I can't describe how good it looks. But apart from that, I also played Sparklight, which I put up the review there this morning, it's out today as well. I don't know. I'm still a bit indifferent on the game. Like, there's some parts that I had loads of fun with, and then there's other parts where, like, it was just average, which I don't like saying about a game, because when a game's average, it's very forgetful. Yeah. I always like to think that, you know, I always like to think that, what was I going to say there? I always like to think that
I did it as well.
It's okay.
If it's bad or if it's good, you'd always sort of have it in the back of your mind. But when a game's average, it just sort of fades away. Average is the worst thing to say about a game, and I don't usually like saying it about it, but there is a lot about it with that game, unfortunately, because there's a lot to love about it, but I don't know. I think I need to like sleep on it a few more nights before I finally have a concrete idea on it.
And release the review again.
Yeah,
What have you been playing, Ro?
So the game that I haven't talked about over and over again that I was playing this week is Need for Speed Heat. Nice. And like, my background with car games is I absolutely love car games. I love the Forza series, I love the Dirt Rally series. Really kind of hardcore, realistic car games is what I usually go for. So when I got this game, I got it for my son just for him to have a little bit of fun with. I wasn't expecting anything from it. I was expecting another cheesy story, crap car mechanics. I don't like these kind of arcadey
heartbreak.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Need for Speed Heat is a very, very good game. I'd put it more in the line of just fun. I brought it into class on Monday without playing it, and I got the guys to jump on, and they started it, and they kept turning around to me and saying, "This is a really good game, like, you should give it a go." So I jumped on. There is a day and night cycle. So you pick at the start when you jump on, you can go to the day, and what happens is you do races during the day, and you do different objectives, and you gain money. And then at night time, you gain rep. Now the difference with nighttime and daytime is the cops are turned up to 5 stars at night, and if they catch you, you can lose all your money that you built up during the day. So I find there is a really you feel like you need to get away from the cops. It's not just a case getting caught and then you're started back at a checkpoint.
Is it hard to get away from them?
Yeah, it can be pretty hard. Yeah, like I found once you get the level up to the top level, they're pretty difficult. Like, and they're very smart. They're probably, some people were saying they're a little bit too hard, but I actually of course I like them when it's way too hard. But I actually like the fact that they are difficult. They're not just a pushover. I find the graphics are absolutely stunning. The cars that I've had so far, what have I drove so far? I've drove Mustang and I have drove Sylvia. Them two cars, it actually takes a long time to build up money. So you're not just getting car after car after car. So it takes a long time to actually build up. You can pump a lot of performance parts into the car to make it faster. Sometimes you don't want to upgrade your car because you're in love with the one you have.
NOS.
Yeah, there's a NOS kind of turbo system. I like it. If you like kind of the older Need for Speed games, definitely go and pick this one up. Underground, yeah. They're saying that this is like a spiritual successor to Underground and Hot Pursuit and all those games of the past. I was a huge fan of Need for Speed back in the day. I remember even playing it on PC, and I think it was the Hot Pursuit. Yeah, I'm nearly certain it was the Hot Pursuit one where there was no storyline. It was just you could be the cop or the driver, the getaway driver. And this is a good game. It's a really good game. I think what Need for Speed did, they took a year out, I'm nearly certain, and they come out with this, and I think it's great. I think the setting is brilliant. I think the day and night cycle is very, very interesting. I think the cops are brilliant in it to try and get away from. It's worth picking up if you're into these games at all.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
And you didn't play it, did you? No,
I haven't picked it up yet. It's probably the Need for Speed games have kind of been off my radar for a very long time.
Yeah, same as that.
They kind of went off. I suppose if I had a chance to play it, I'd probably give it a go. But I was kind of more into like Forza and stuff like that there.
The last driving game I played was probably Blur, which was fantastic, by the way. If you ever played Blur,
I would say
that's how far back I go.
This is the type of game that will. I mean, I don't know how well it'll sell, but it will definitely drop in price coming up to Christmas. 100%. I could see it even drop as far as 30 quid, down to 30 quid from full price. It's just the way digital games are at the moment. I mean, you give them 2 or 3 weeks and they could drop down. So if you are interested in it, I would say wait for a sale. But if you really want to get a good car game and one that has loads of content, go for it. And
I really need to try and get off the shooter buzz, boys. That's all I play.
Yeah,
that's all I give shit. And
then apart from that, getting ready for the old FIFA tournament, playing VPG. Yeah. Myself and John had a really bad loss again tonight. We're on a bit of a rough road now in the league. Yeah. We lost 3-0, so we're going to have another reshuffle of the team and see what's going wrong. And yeah, that's really been it. A little bit of Fortnite here and there.
That's the whole podcast, mate. That's
it. So let's go on to news, guys, because we're probably on what we're talking about and everything else for the last hour. So we'll go on to our first piece of news, and we have the new Sonic trailer is after dropping. Let me get a little bit of a round table before I play it. Paddy, yes or no? Interested or not?
I think I'd be interested just to show my daughter Sonic, to be honest. That's probably the biggest thing for me. It's very obviously it's focused on kids, are big fans. I know my little brother Jake, massive Sonic fan, always has been. I like Sonic from the Sega ages, whatever. I think they're doing a good job with this. The trailer looks pretty well.
Yeah.
I will definitely. I probably will see it. Probably won't go to cinema to see it, but I probably will see it. Do you know kind of way?
John?
Redesign obviously looks way better. I probably won't go see it because I agree with Paddy. I think it's a kids movie. I think it's aimed at children. It could be a very good kid. Don't get me wrong, but I probably won't see it in the cinema. I might pick it up at some stage. I don't think I was ever really going to see it, but the redesign looks good.
Pat?
Yeah, as John was saying there, the redesign looks brilliant, and also I feel like the movie has changed overall. It actually looks a lot of fun. Like, if you look back at the first teaser, a lot of the jokes were kind of cringy, like, why would you put that in there? It's not that funny. Definitely, but after watching that one there, like this, it feels like a completely different film, and I'm actually excited to actually go see it now. I'd always planned to see it because I loved Jim Carrey back in the days when he was all over the place mad, and this seems to be a return to that.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm excited for February to come around to go see it.
Yeah, I'm the exact same as you, Pat. I thought the first teaser was the biggest pile of crap I ever seen in my life.
I'll
and this one, which I'm going to play now, I am interested in checking it out. Are we throwing some sound on this, guys, yeah?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Always after my powers. So I came to yours. It gets a little lonely, but that's okay. I am living my best life on Earth. Ow! Let the place Sonic! Let the bitches mount also Sonic! Ugh, I can't with that guy. Uh-oh.
Why are you hiding out in my garage?
They're coming for me! If they steal my power, they could conquer the universe. You have to help me.
No, I don't. Please, it's life or death.
Good morning, my rural chum.
Mr. Dr. Robotnik. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to tell me where it is.
Wait! Don't hurt him! Road trip?
This can't be happening to me.
Oh my God, stop the car right now! What? The world's largest rubber band ball? We gotta see it!
No, this is not some fun family road trip.
You're right. It was lame. Gift shop was cool, though.
Whatever this creature is, I'm going to uncover the source of its power.
Yeah, hey.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk. Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!
We gotta lay low. Let me show you how it's done. So should we get out of here?
Yeah, time to go.
I always want to do this. Nailed it! Uh-oh.
Let's go!
Here comes the boom!
How are you not dead?
I have no idea!
Oh, give me a big, fat break! That was an illegal left, by the way.
Aw, this one is cute. Let's keep him. Oh, come on! You've got car insurance, right?
Why would you throw your life away for this silly little alien?
Good time.
He's my friend.
Let's go!
This is my power. And I'm using it to protect my friends.
Let's go!
So, you're supposed to be Tom's best friend that he won't shut up about.
Well, I don't see the appeal.
That is very gross.
Let's go!
That's one long trailer.
And we're back, guys. So, what does the chat think of the new Sonic trailer? Are you interested? Are you going to go see it? Are you going to let it pass? Another video game movie that, hey, it's either going to be crap or not, isn't it?
Could be better than Super Mario. Huh?
Well,
Oh no, here.
I know,
Mario.
I do have you have a soft spot for Super Mario.
I think it was just because I was like, oh my god, there's a video game character on this.
Yeah.
This
I
game.
understand that.
So the next bit of news is coming from the amazing game Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. It has an amazing new update coming soon. With the new update, bullet penetration will do more realistic damage. When a gun is fired, the bullets will now go through operators and potentially hit operators behind the original target. So if the game wasn't hard enough, it's just got harder.
Yeah.
But anyone play Rainbow Six Siege here apart from myself?
I've played it. I played it when it first came out, and I played it again. That they've kept it going for so long. This game feels like it's out. I don't know how many years. It must be like 5 or 6 years. Is it? It's out so long, and they keep it going. And it's probably one of the best shooters like that you can play. It's very realistic, and to hear this that they're even going that one step further.
Yeah.
With the guns and everything, they're saying like if you can go into more detail on what they were saying today, like there are certain guns that will do it. Like if you say like an operator puts his hand up to shoot, it'll go through the hand now and shoot in the head.
Wow.
It's stuff like that. Like like a shotgun won't do the same kind of thing where it'll penetrate, but it won't go through if you're only at certain distances. So like they're putting a lot of detail into this game, and they're trying to keep it going. I think it's like a cash cow for them really at the minute, because people, whoever's into this game, it's one of them. It's a cult game nearly at this stage. People whoever love this game love it, and they're going to keep buying it and keep playing it. And we're going to see more news from them all the time. They're never going to let this game go. No. I can't see it being dropped for the next another 5 years. If you're into your hardcore shooters, it's definitely one to pick up, like to give it a go and maybe compete at, because it's a big competitive scene with this game.
I bought that game for, I'm going to say less than a tenner. I think it was like $9.99 on a summer sale, and I let it sit there for a while. And my biggest issue with that game was not having a squad to play with. And my brother has been playing it since launch. He absolutely loves it. Ushin, he started playing it. He's ranked now in it, and the boys just said, "Come on, let's go." So we got a 5-man squad, and that's how you play the game. If you jump in on your own, a bunch of randoms,
you're up against some toxic people.
Yeah, you'll just end up
and they vote you out for no reason.
Yeah, or they shoot you in the back when you're just getting ready. Like you're trying to help them put up your blockades. The next minute you just get shot in the back. It's like, okay, why would you do that?
It's a very exciting feature of the game, though, is to like be a part of a SWAT team or something. That's a very exciting thing to be a push. And as you said, if you had 5 people and you had a commander or something, like that was all following things, it'd be brilliant. It is the hardest part, is to get a squad in the game. Everyone's playing it. There's so much variety of games these days. It's so hard to get the same people are into the same games.
Yeah.
And it's the operators are all so different as well. I mean, what I do like about it is, if you say are not that good at first-person shooters, you can get someone with a big shield and just be that guy that goes ahead of everyone blocking the bullets, or you can be that guy that sets traps, or you can be that guy that
if you're watching the cameras and telling where people are.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's so many elements to that game. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I love it. I mean, you have to be playing that game an awful lot to be very good at it. I'm okay at first-person shooters. I do love that game. I
wouldn't mind playing it on PC now to give it a go. I wouldn't mind PC now to see the differences.
So the next bit of news is, I thought this was very cool. Red Dead Redemption 2 is now out on PC. It can be purchased from recently formed Rockstar's website for $59.99. That game on PC, I've looked at videos and it looks absolutely stunning. Myself and Paddy are lovers of that game. I know it got some hate. I'm not going to say a lot of hate, but a lot of people found it boring or not GTA. But I personally loved it. I thought it was one of the games of the decade.
I'm very very tempted to buy it on PC again, even just for like the mods and stuff that's going to happen.
The mods are going to be insane. The mods are going to be insane. That's probably the main reason to get
Thomas the Tank Engine is definitely going to be a train mod.
Oh, of course. Thomas the Tank Engine horses. Like, it's going to be amazing. But I already saw a mod that was you can turn Arthur into any model in the game. So I saw people playing as Arthur as a bird, Arthur as like loads of different things, as a bear, as just a horse. It's going to be insane. I can't wait.
As a hog.
Exactly.
I have to say though, to anyone that hasn't played that game and you're into your storyline games, this has to be picked up. Like it's fantastic. You're just immersed in the world. Like it's very like you could be out. Like I know myself, I do it a different way than Ronan would do it. Ronan went straight out and tried to start looking for furs and stuff, whereas I was trying to get the storyline done. He was going looking for the hunt and everything. Like it has a great atmosphere in the game even, and you're very immersed in it. And it's very worth playing. Like $59.99 is like, you haven't played it before, it's definitely worth picking up for that.
Oh,
and
100%.
It'll drop price as well. Give it 4 or 5 months, and that's going to be down to 30 quid or something like that. And it'll be definitely worth picking up then.
Yeah. It was also like Rockstar had to do it as well, I think, because of how underwhelming, we'll say so far, the online has been on the console release. And I know a lot of that is on Rockstar's end as well, because it's in beta and some people thought it was a little bit too grindy at the start. I don't know how it is now, but getting that onto PC is just going to see what happens to Grand Theft Auto 5 online, especially once it hit PC. How big that blew up. I'm thinking Rockstar, maybe you're hoping that the online proponent is going to just double, triple, quadruple when it comes onto PC. That's probably another, because I remember it took a lot longer for Red Dead Redemption to come to PC, regardless of how it was on the console. So this is actually, relative to that, this is actually a short period of time people had to wait to get it on PC. So I think a lot of that is that they were just like, right, we need to get this sucker on PC because obviously a lot more people are going to play the single player. We're going to get a lot more people onto this online.
I didn't even think Red Dead, the first one, was on was on PC. I could
It
be
is,
wrong,
yeah.
though.
It did eventually, yeah.
Wow.
I actually haven't finished Red Dead Redemption 2 yet. It never.
There's no
actually,
shame in that, dude. It's a long damn game.
It's not even the length of it. Like from what I remember of the story, it is a very enjoyable story, and the acting in it is superb.
Yeah.
But everything else about the game just felt sort of like a drag, in all honesty. I feel the map is way too big, in my opinion. I think maps are getting way too big in so many. I feel like maps are getting too big in open world games, just in general. Like, even when I look back at Days Gone, that map is way too big. Like, it didn't even need to be that big either. But
I think it's just it's more the standard of marketing. Like, if you bring a game out, the next one has to be bigger and better, and you have to do it a different way. There's no. And then the refreshing thing, the restart, that's the only way to do it. Like, that's what you have to do it bigger and better and longer. Sure, like, you want 60, 70 quid for a game. Like, you want it big, like.
Yeah. I think the issue with Red Dead Redemption 2 is, I think would be the same issue that Death Stranding will have, is you can't recommend it to everyone. It's not going to be for everyone. No. Like, I was just immersed in it in a way that I was never immersed before in the game. I thought Red Dead Redemption 2 was phenomenal. I took my time. I spent 80 hours. I nearly lost my house, my job, my kids, my wife. It was, I mean, I was playing it every day for like 4 or 5 hour stretches, and I never usually do that.
Lose them all.
But it was something that, yes, the game is long, but it blows me away. And the fact that it's coming to PC now with upscale graphics, because there is areas on the PS4 where I felt, you know, the textures could be juiced up a little bit, and if they were here, the immersion would be even more. So I'm going to pick this up in and around Christmas. I think it'd be a nice holiday game just to relax that, because I've no other games to play.
I'm the same. I played it through the whole story, did pretty much everything you can do in it. A game of the year for me as well, and I'm very tempted to pick it up on PC.
I'm very mixed up on what game came out this year and what came out last year. I was like,
I know it does blur.
It's like at Resident Evil 2. It's like, is that, I know that came out in January, but you're feeling like it's last year's game. You're not gonna. Not that there's a lot of games coming out now, but during the year it was very lull. Like, there's not.
Yeah.
Well, there has been like a big few games depending on what sort of you're looking for. Like,
what's your taste?
Yeah,
that's it's your taste. My taste this year wasn't really filled. Now, I'll be honest, there wasn't a lot for me to. A lot last year, like, it was God of War, and it felt like Red Dead Redemption came out last year too, to be honest.
Yeah,
probably still playing it last year.
Yeah, I'd say playing it last year. What else?
So the next bit
talking of games coming out.
Look at this, man. Segway Central. So we're starting to get reviews for the new Pokemon game.
You missed one.
What?
Jedi.
Oh, okay. I went way too far down there. Forget that. Scrap that. Let's cut that, guys.
Forget you heard anything, all right?
Cut Pat's mic.
So, speaking of Game of the Years, this is the game that I have predicted that's going to actually get Game of the Year this year. Now, I know it's a massive, massive thing to say, the fact that Death Stranding has come out.
You wouldn't be a Star Wars fan now.
I am a Star Wars fan, yeah, but, like, I mean, I suppose I'm not like The Last Jedi or... Like, The Force Awakens was okay, but The Last Jedi I absolutely hated. This guy. But the thing I love about Fallen Order is we haven't got a single player Star Wars game since forever. Like, I mean, the last one I remember is a game called The Force Unleashed, and there was two games that came out. The first one was really good, the second one was not great. EA has the license for 10 years, and they have brought out two games, Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 2, and we all know how they kind of went about. Now, Battlefield 2 has turned into a really good game, but they've wasted their time with the license. They should be doing more single player games, or at least outsourcing it to someone that maybe a lower budget developer can come in and do something with it. And what they've done is they've brought one of, I think, the best developers in this era, Respawn, to come in and do a Star Wars game. At the start, when it was released at E3, we got a trailer. I wasn't big on it at all. But the more I read about it, the more information that was fed to us.
Is it? It's out in the
it's out tonight. 12 o'clock.
Yep.
You buying it for day one? Or
yeah, I have it. Yeah, I do have it. I mean, I
pre-order.
have Death Stranding and Jedi ready to go. Like,
Jeez, man, you know games, no?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have no time, and all I'm doing is playing Escape from Tarkov. So, I mean, look, I'm not working as much anymore, so I'll have time. But I'm going to be playing Jedi over the weekend, and I hope that's going to be.
I'm very, very tempted to pick it up now, to be honest. But just for a different kind of feel, for a different kind of game.
Yeah.
I haven't, to be honest, I haven't watched the Star Wars film since Revenge of the Sith. Like,
I'm going to play the trailer while we're talking here, so keep going there.
Yeah.
That's not like, I haven't watched the Star Wars films since Revenge. I don't really have. I find once a film and a series or something gets too much, they've gone too far. I just cut them out, and I can't be having them in my life anymore. Because I think they drain the life out of these things, like to the last.
Disney don't drain the life out of anything. What are you talking about?
No, it's a corporate mentality. They all do it. It starts off so well, everything's great. The second one comes out, the third one comes out, the third one's always bad. And then, you know what I mean? And then they keep going and they keep going. And then you get the odd one that's really good. This is the new life of it. This is going to be brilliant. I can't believe it. The next one then is crap again. Like, they need to stop. Just stop.
And what's funny, you saying that, is there's actually a new show coming out on. It's actually The Mandalorian is out today or yesterday. The first.
It's the Disney. They're going to do everything they can. So they're spin-off after spin-off after.
Getting okay reviews. That's what I've been seeing. I think IGN gave it 8.5.
Yeah, IGN. Okay. I wonder if they get paid.
I know.
It's not that I go for any series at all. The one I always come back to is Fast and Furious. Please, everybody on that set, go home and think about yourselves and what you're doing to stop making the films. I swear to God.
Yeah, well, like, in fairness, they're going to stop making the movies when they stop making
people stop buying it. Yeah.
I understand that. I understand.
Like, I mean, The Rock is the most paid actor in the world. Like, it's because of those movies.
Are you guys still watching them?
No, but I know a lot of people that do.
A lot of people are, though.
Damn, I do.
Like, I watch them if they're on TV because they're just absolutely bonkers and a bit of crack to watch.
I think the last one I watched was Fast and Furious 6.
That's Tokyo Drift. I'm not even joking. I haven't seen any of these freaking.
Tokyo Drift is savage.
Tokyo Drift was good. The first one was good. Tokyo Drift was good. Too Fast, Too Furious was not bad either. All the rest of them, it's not about the cars anymore. What happened to the first one? It was all about the racing. You know what I mean?
Now it's called Todd and Mick or something, isn't it?
Star Wars.
Hodge and something.
Hodge and Raj.
Oh yeah, true. Actually, yeah, we're talking about Jedi Fallen.
Right. How much is this game tomorrow? €70, is it?
Probably.
I think it says. Oh no, it doesn't say it. I was reading the Red Dead one. That's my bad.
I do want to say that there's no loot boxes, no microtransactions, no DLC, as far as I know. So once you buy it, this is going to be it. So I mean,
which is great to hear.
Which is good to hear, and I think Respawn were instigators of that. They didn't want any of that kind of over their heads. And
EA straight in. Go on.
Please.
Please, just one loot box. Sure, they get a lightsaber or something. Please.
What I do want to say to people out there, if you're on the fence about this, remember that EA had this issue. Now, I don't want to, because it was skewed, the message, but there was somebody in EA that said that single player games were coming to an end. They weren't as popular anymore. So if you are a person that likes single player games, there's no online component on this. Please go out and support it and actually show that there is a space for single player games in this industry. Because we all know that multiplayer games, they have their loot boxes. The likes of Fortnite are making millions because people are paying for that season pass every month, and it's very hard for the developers to look at that and say, you know what, we'll just do this single payment and then leave it at that. So it is a business, and at the end of the day, so I do want you to go out and support Respawn. If you like Titanfall 2, if you like Apex Legends, even if you were jumped in at Titanfall 1, go and support these developers. They're fantastic, and I mean, whatever you think of EA, Respawn are doing a fantastic job.
I think Sony have definitely shown that single player games are viable with games such as like God of War, Spider-Man, Uncharted.
Bloodborne.
Those games
sell
millions, so to do. So like, I don't think like the story-driven games are going away, even though some developers are saying that was the case.
Like EA,
they're staying here and they're staying strong. Like even Microsoft at one point said that single-player games weren't the way to go, and they were trying to focus more on multiplayer. But now they're coming back and they're going to be bringing in single player games of their own.
I think Microsoft would be happy with any sort of exclusive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true. You're back there now, Paddy. All right, let's go to the next bit of news, guys.
That just dropped me out. That was weird.
So we're starting to get reviews in for the new Pokemon game Sword and Shield, and it's looking good. The game itself has been said to stick to the original core gameplay as you play an aspiring Pokemon trainer from a small town, which seems to be in London. This game is receiving very high praise and is being called the best in years. Who is going to jump on this one, guys?
I'll jump in first because I like last Pokemon I played. I think was either X or Y, and like I love it. I think it's the most simplistic turn-based RPG out there, and it just because of its simplicity, it's easy to pick up and go immediately. They're adding new things in every now and again, like the Mega Evolutions and the Dynamax, which is like the supersized the Pokemon now.
No idea what they are.
But this one, like, there's been a lot of controversy around Sword and Shield with the like national decks being cut in half, and
yeah, I've seen that.
So it looking like the game didn't get the full development time that it needed. But overall, like I've seen the game, it looks great. It looks like it's fresh for compared to the other games. Like it looks so smooth.
Is this a Switch exclusive? Sorry for jumping over you.
Yeah, Switch exclusive. Yeah, this
goddamn
is the first,
Switch! What a system!
That's actually fantastic.
But yeah, like there has been loads of backlash about it, but I feel like the game will succeed. It's making a new leap in the game for the series.
I shared a nice meme there yesterday. It was like all the Pokemon, the fans are giving out about it on that day, and then the next day, then they're coming in, I want the game. It's so true. It's such a massive game. It's one of them things that people know it's going to sell. And it doesn't matter. It sells consoles. This is one of these games that sells consoles, like Zelda. It's a Mario game. It sells consoles. It's up there. People, if you go buy a Switch, you know the way you can get special Switches like that with a Pokemon one.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's a collector's item straight away. You just get it. It's a collector's item. So I mean, these games are huge. They're going on for so long, and it's mad that it's still sticking to the original gameplay where you're a trainer and you want to become a Pokemon master. Do you know what I mean?
Is there any online element at all, or?
I said it'll be online battles because they've had them on the DS now for a while, where you simply go in and your Pokemon are all brought to level 50. Like that's where it just stops there.
So it's more of a single player campaign story job.
Yeah, it will always be that. But like you have the online trading as well. Like so, if you have a Pokemon and someone else has a Pokemon, you can trade them across.
So is it like I could be wrong here, but I loved the Pokemon back in the Game Boy days. Is this not that just brought forward into 2019? Is this not what we've been looking for the past, I don't know, 10 years?
I'd say like let's go Eevee and Pikachu, since they are basically remakes of those games brought to the Switch. But this one here, like I feel like it's really brought up. Like when you're going around the landscape, you can see Pokemon walking around now.
Nice.
They've done a big leap, and while a lot of people are like throwing crap at them, I don't think it's that deserved. Like they feel more like entitled that like all the Pokemon should be there. This game should be perfect.
Is it third person? Like, is it looking down on the character?
It's sort of similar like it's third person, like more, you have more free movement now. It's not just sort of restricted to you go up, down, right, and
cut
left.
Through the hedge
you can
with
you can go everywhere.
Flame.
You wake up in the room and your mommy's telling you have to leave the house. No.
Yeah. Go to the doctor for medicine.
You must be a Pokemon master. Oh God.
No, not again.
Not again.
I'm 10 for the love of God.
How are they still selling these games?
I'm still in school, for God's sake.
Your school days were over, son. You're going out and you're catching those small animals. For the love of God, your father did it, your grandfather did it, you're going to catch those small animals and making them fight.
Do they still do that mechanic where you have to, instead of fighting the animals or fighting the Pokemon, to capture them, you throw fruit at them? Was that one of them in the Eevee and?
Yeah, in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and that, I think they were put in there, but it's gone back to the original way now. So like,
hurt them, bring it back, hurt them.
Yeah. But it was like, say, here you go, Apple, be my friend.
And now fight for the death.
That doesn't work in nightclub fights.
I don't think that was actually.
Nothing to try. Nothing to try.
But I think Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, like it was targeted towards people who picked up Pokemon the Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
Because you can bring all your Pokemon on.
I'll be honest,
that,
I did try that Pokemon Go. It was
So did I.
for like a week, but it was a very good. It was a massive game when it came out, and then I don't know if I was playing it anymore.
It's still actually pretty big, especially in the States and Canada and like some places
The States.
States. But it's still very big.
Yeah. I've never been in America, but I've been some states, man.
Yeah.
So guys, with that, the next piece of news is a big piece of news. We have a brand new IP from Rare, and it's called Everwild. And we have
I think we should watch it and then talk about it, because it's only after coming out tonight.
We have the trailer.
We have the trailer.
It's from Rare, and it's rare.
So I am going to play it with sound.
Since they made a rare type.
We're back.
We had sound. We weren't talking. We were okay.
And we're back, guys. So that is Everwild from Rare. What is your opinion on it, Paddy?
It looks good. I'd have to see more of the game. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to be doing in it. But it's good to see Rare putting their toes in again and bringing out more games. I know that, as John just said, there's Sea of Thieves and stuff like that, but I never played it. But it looks. I think I need to see more gameplay to see what it's actually about. But it looks interesting.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. It's hard to see what you're meant to be doing from moment to moment. The art style looks cool. It looks like an adventure game. You see 3 characters and possibly different classes that you can pick. Maybe a multiplayer feature. It looks a little bit like Ori and the Blind Forest. That style of art style, which is always nice. And yeah, I'll be interested to check it out.
It's rare, like at the end of the day. Like I know, again, some people had mixed opinions about Sea of Thieves. I know that game was a game that came out. People thought it was a bit bare bones. No pun intended.
Also, people loved it.
People pumped up, but see, they actually built upon it. It was one of those games that they kept releasing stuff, like free DLCs and free updates. That apparently the game was like completely different now. But just at the same time, it's Rare as well. So if you think back at the old Rare games like Conquer Bad Fur Day, Banjo Kazooie,
games.
Rare, they were the daddies. They made, was it Donkey Kong Country 2? Like I know 1 as well, but 2 was my personal favorite. Yeah. Like they made banger after banger after banger. Some people said that after they freaking got taken over by Microsoft, they kind of dipped. So hopefully, and again, a lot of people like Sea of Thieves and stuff like that, but people thought it just didn't have the same sort of Rare quality to it. So maybe this one will bring them back a little bit.
So the next piece of news, guys, is Sony have filed a new patent describing what appeared to be game cartridge design for an unannounced PlayStation branded handheld device. Now there's speculation that it could be a custom external SSD for the upcoming PlayStation 5. What is your opinion on this, guys?
Well, to be honest, I think this is after opening up my eyes to something, and I think an SSD cartridge is a great idea. Like for it to go into instead of the disc, SSDs are so fast and take so much memory, and it'd probably be a great move if they done this to use them instead of the disc. I think this is what that's coming. I don't like. I know they release handhelds all the time, but I can't see them releasing another handheld. I know the Vita is done very well, and maybe like they seem to release the handheld and then forget about them. But like to me in my head now, yeah, exactly. But they kind of forget about them, don't they? But the
They do.
an SSD cartridge sounds like it could work, doesn't it? It does. Like they're so fast and like that.
But
Maybe
like
the cost on that, maybe I don't know.
what I'm worried about here is we know we're getting an SSD in the new PlayStation 5. We know that. But is this a case that we won't be able to get just any SSD, that we're going to have to get Sony branded SSDs? Because that could be an awful issue.
I'd say, like, to be honest, the way it looks there now, it looks like they're going to like throw out a lot of SSDs of their own, like of a game SSD. Like could be a new way of bringing games to a console, and it probably will be Sony SSDs. And I think I think they're going to make them the same price as the normal game today. I don't think the price is going to rise. The SSD has come down in a lot in prices lately, and I think it's going to work. Like if it is what it says it is, I can see it working really well. Like discs are done. I think, to be honest, that they have been done. Like this is the last one you're going to see of a disc. To be honest, I think myself anyway. It's all memory. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. Like I know what you're saying. You're saying maybe some sort of small cartridges as you have for Nintendo, only that this one is like you put it into the console. It's like but it's an SSD. So because it's an SSD, it's like an external SSD. It'll be fast. It'll be quick. It'll be just like,
and it'll hold memory on it, like quick. And
that's an interesting idea that I didn't even think of. I was kind of on Ronan's way. Maybe they were going to release some sort of Sony exclusive external SSD, as in just for storage.
No, and that's what I think. That's what I think it is now. I think that's a new type of game.
That's an interesting idea. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Type of game in a cartridge, SSD cartridges. You buy the game like the old style games. Instead of things, SSDs, plug them into the console. Away you go. Because I think that would work.
It'd be cool. I'd love to see it just for the novelty, just to see cartridges again. I love cartridges.
Yeah, but I think that's what I think. I think that's what that means. Now I'm not. You can't be 100%
I'm on the opposite end. I would think when I read this that what Sony are going to do is just to make it a little bit more streamlined for people that obviously don't know what an SSD is or don't know how to go out and buy an SSD off the internet and install it in their, say, PS4, that now there will be an option that if you do want to put on more memory to your whatever it is going to be 1 terabyte internal SSD, that Sony will have this external SSD you can go out and buy. It could be 500 gig, it could be 1 gig, it could be terabyte.
It kind of says in the description of the patent though. Do you know, it doesn't. It says there it's a game cartridge design for an unannounced PlayStation brand.
Yeah, but that's only
what
when
appeared to be a game cartridge design.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's what it says in the patent. You know, that's why I'm leaning on that. You know,
okay.
It does actually say it in the patent there that it is a game cartridge design. So it's in the patent. Do you know what I mean? It's not speculation. That actually is in the patent.
Is it?
No, I
think that's only the speculation of it.
Yeah, the speculation was it was a game cartridge for a handheld device. But I think it's
they're throwing on a handheld as well. Yes,
we'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Then again, it is Sony, and they literally patent everything that they have ideas for. So this could never be seen again.
To be fair, that'd be a great idea, like for the SSD game.
I'll be honest with you, I'd love to see another handheld. To be quite honest, the Vita is fantastic, and even if it was something that they brought alongside the PS5 that you could have remote play on it, you know, even
the one I'd like the least would be. Sorry, work away, bro.
No, go on.
No, all I was going to say is the one I'd like the least of all the scenarios would be their own patented storage device SSD, because the problem with that is maybe they could do something like you need to get the Sony one, and then who knows how much that could be rather than getting it cheap.
And I mean, they did it for the Vita, but like, remember the memory cards for the Vita were a fortune.
I do,
the prices for them were ridiculous.
Yeah, and you couldn't just go out and buy,
no choice,
a memory card. You had to get the Sony one, which was a disaster. But I mean, they could do it. But what I would like to do, so what I would like to see is if they did bring the custom external SSDs, that you could actually just buy any SSD, but these ones are for the people that maybe don't know. The fact that they're external, it could just be a USB in. You don't have to go and take your PlayStation apart if you wanted to upgrade to a 2 terabyte. So the next piece of news, guys, is one from the community. Insomnia Game Festival has been kind enough to sponsor the next FIFA 20 tournament for us here at the Republic of Players. We have the first group matches taking place this week, with knockouts next week, and we have an amazing trophy, which I wish I had a picture of. Oh, Paddy has it.
I have it here, guys. It's unbelievable.
That is
gorgeous.
Look
it's
at that thing.
Gorgeous.
I never wanted to win a FIFA tournament in my life, but look at this thing.
That is just pure sexy.
Stuart handed to me after the festival the other day, and I was like, I nearly gave him a hug and a kiss. Swear to God, lads, there is no tournament. I'm keeping it. It was only for props.
It's only to get people into the door.
We'll try and do some commentating over some games next week at the knockout.
Yeah.
I think that, obviously Absolute Filth will probably be streaming it, and you might stream it, and we'll try and jump in.
I'm knocking him out. He won't be there for that stage.
He won't be out. That's true. Sorry.
Knock him out. He's in my group. You call it here first. I need revenge.
It's the top 2 of every group that are going to go through. So you got to go. Everyone's got a good chance. Yeah. I think it's 3 points for a win and 1 point for a draw, no points for a loss. I was too chicken boys. I was like, no, I'm not going to feed boys. I'm backing out. But I think we'll try and do commentating on it and have a few games and get some content up.
I do want to say it's fantastic that you're organising it and I can actually play without working on the organising. It's great.
I have no bother, lads. We're gonna try and I might get a COD tournament going as well this week. I could do that side by side. It's the website there is pretty good. You can actually put your own results in if you want as well, which is great. But we'll have to trust everybody. So we'll see about that. But it's filled up really quickly, and that's because of the trophy. I'll have to price these trophies and see how much they are to see if we can get more of them.
Yeah,
no, but it's good. I enjoy having competitions in the group.
I will say that throughout the group, we only ever had one person that was cheating, ever, and we've done
cheating?
Yeah. So I got a text saying I'm after being in a game. I was playing the game for the first 20 minutes. I had scored and I got disconnected. Played the next game and he had scored again and then it got disconnected. And then the third time around, your man scored first and he didn't get disconnected. And we found out that, I don't know how, but I think he admitted to it or something, but we found out that he actually cut the cord and he didn't want to lose. So yeah, and I wouldn't mind, but it was there was no prize for the tournament. It was literally just a bit of fun, and
just being over the top.
Yeah, so I will say just to watch it, but usually with results, I mean, you just take a screenshot. It's not like you can fake results or anything like that.
No.
And I think like I said it to the guys, they want that trophy to be handed around to the actual person that wins it. Do you know what I mean? So if we did another one in a couple of weeks' time,
I'll have to put a post up with that and see what everyone thinks, because I have to do it before everyone starts. I think just to see if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I'd be very surprised if they weren't.
Yeah, if somebody wants to take it to their other community or something, do you know, kind of. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think the topic we're after going through it a lot already at the start.
Yeah, so topic of the week is why would you want to be part of the Republic of Players?
Why not?
Paddy, let's hear it.
Well, if you want a positive environment to play games and talk about games, I think that's the main reason to come in. Like we're growing every day of the week. We have a lot of people that I've never met, but we know them from what kind of game taste they have, what posts they put up, and we're going to be doing a lot more competitions. A lot more competitive gaming, a lot more content. We're going to try and do a lot more funny content. We're going to try and broaden our horizons. And I don't know, come in and have the crack.
Let's come in and have the crack, lads.
But we're going to be involved with a lot of the cons in Ireland as well. And a lot of people, a lot of our communities want to come in and get involved and help us on our way and push. Like even Sony, PlayStation, reaching out to us and telling how we're doing a great job was a great boost this year for me.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah. And to see, we'll get all the rest of them. We'll try and get Xbox, Ubisoft. We have Ubisoft as well, and we can try and get all the rest of them and see what happens. But why you be in the Republic of Players is if you're a gamer and you're Irish and you want to talk games. That's basic. That's the principle of it for me. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Pat.
Well, as Paddy was saying, it's the talk. Like if you go to our community, it's so interactive. Like you can chat with 4 or 5 people on one separate post on a certain topic, and they could lead in so different many directions. And it's just so nice to see that, like, because most groups that you go to, it's there, and like they put up a post, there's literally no interaction at all. There might be 1 or 2, but like there's nothing there that can really be fed off.
Get good.
And but like it's so nice to see how many people are coming together like nearly every day and putting up a post and then interacting with each other.
Yeah.
But like it's an incredible community to be a part of. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Welcome. John?
Just like the great cast of characters that you'll see day in, day out on the site, posting stuff. What's his name? It's Derek. Is it Derek Smith?
Derek, yeah.
He's I love Derek. If people don't know Derek, he's kind of getting into gaming, and like he plays like old PS3 games and like PS.
We've been watching his journey from PS3 up to PS4.
Yeah, the man needs a YouTube channel. Honestly, I love following. Just like I'm playing Jericho, like a game like Clive Barker's Jericho, a game I haven't thought about in about 10 years, and it's like just his honest opinion on this game, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. You know what I mean? Like, and just stuff like that, and you'll just see people. There's absolutely no toxicity that I can see, and I know you said you have to do very little moderating in the background. And I believe it because I obviously you do a bit, but like from what you see from the outside at least, there's very little toxicity. Everybody's willing to give a hand, and everybody, if you ask a question, 9 times out of 10, you're generally going to get someone back within an hour, like a gaming related question, or like if you're generally stuck on something, you have a screenshot, and it's just very friendly, very nice. Always content on it. Like again, Pat's reviews are the lifeblood at the minute, and they're great. I love them. What was it? You really just gaming through the year.
I was singing that all weekend.
It is ridiculous. It gets ridiculously stuck in your head. I will. and just anytime we do and like a let's play together or and like that, like it's just great banter. And if you want to be a part of this lovely community, just join. Just bask in the lovely glow of the recording players.
God, how can I beat that? I don't think I can. No, what I will say is for anyone that is a content creator or somebody that is sitting at home recording videos, recording gameplay, maybe doing a little bit of streaming, that there is no better place than the Republic of Players to come in and actually meet a community that will support you. I know we have a stream team going at the moment, and every time there's something, somebody goes live, we'll all support that person, whether it's leave the stream on in the background and jump in every so often. It's a case that we support each other, and the team that we have now at the moment, I mean, we've gone through team after team after team. We have a very solid team, and I think it showed at Insomnia that we could actually put on a really good show. And I know I'm talking about more of us guys, us like 4 or 5 people, but to have that community under us and to feel that support from them, and like I would love if I was, just coming into the game and wanting to stream, that I could step into a community like this and see a stepping stone to like where we are now. I mean, we're always welcome. If it's a case that you come in and you say, look, I would love to be a part of the podcast, or I'd love to do a bit of streaming, or I need help with this or that, there is always a helping hand there. I mean, I don't know everything in the world, but I'm willing to find out for you and go to length and breadth. Right. If it's a case that you need something found out in terms of gaming or sound or this or that, podcasting, I'll help anyone out. And the guys are the same. I mean, John, like a great streamer there, has helped me out a lot with games like Tarkov. I still clutch every time you play the game. Paddy as well got us to where we are, built a community with me, and really just create something that's magical. Pat, you're one that just came in recently, and you've done a fantastic job. I mean, the content that you're putting up at the moment is really something to be proud of, and it's nearly like the staple of the community at the moment is your content. And it was a pleasure doing that Gamerfest video with you, and I want to do more of that stuff because it's stupid and it's funny and it's hilarious.
More skits.
And I felt like I was, writing a Father Ted sketch when I was doing that. That's the kind of stuff
it looked like it too.
Yeah, I'd say it did. That was meant. It was meant to look like that, guys. Yeah.
How was the phone after you threw it across the roof?
It was okay because it landed on this desk here. So yeah, but like stuff like that I absolutely love. I like making people laugh. I also like laughing myself, and we need to be doing more of that stuff. So anyone that's out there that needs a family and a community, just join us, and I think that's why you should be with us.
One of us.
We look after you. That's one thing's for sure.
We look after you, baby. Don't worry.
That is actually one thing where you just mentioned it there, having the actual community around. Like, I find, like, if I was by myself now and just making content, I'd be like, I can do that next week, and nothing would get done. I feel like actually, but I actually feel like when you have someone there that you're working with, that you feel more inclined to do it, and I feel so much better for it. I've been so much more productive this year in my life than I have in all the other years of my short life.
And boys, we're not even that busy yet, I'll be honest. It's going to kick up a gear now soon.
You're in, lads.
I'm only after cutting down to 3 days a week. God damn it.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll pick one of them days up for you, no bother.
Oh Jesus. we need to start doing some funny video content, lads, because I mean, just to throw this out here as well, Nisha Retro Gamer Ireland actually contacted me yesterday after just seeing that video, and he said it made him laugh out loud. He said even the missus in the house was like, what's so funny? And then she seen it and she thought it was great. So we need to be doing more of that kind of stuff. Ridiculous carry on. So guys, on that note, we're going to get out of here. So like I always say, Paddy, tell the good folks where they can find you.
Twitch.tv/Rapid Players. The Rapid Players everywhere. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, I'm banned. Facebook. Anyway, if you want to send me an email, it's paddyt@republicofplayers.com for any business inquiries.
Business.
I'm going to get the business.
I got the business.
I got my pimping hand out. I'm going to do business right now.
350.
350.
You talking about 350? I ain't got 350.
John, where can the good folks find you?
The good folks can find me at Too Old for Gaming, pretty much on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I'm Too Old for Gaming on everything. That's TOOOLD for gaming.
And the madman himself, where can the good folks find you?
Well, you can find me over on Twitter, and unfortunately, can't remember my handle off the top of my head at the moment. So
it's gone mad.
You just have to find. Pat got mad or.
I should actually start using Instagram as well, boys. I didn't even know it was a thing, but it is a thing.
And Pat got mad or over on Twitter, and you'll catch my videos on YouTube where I'm doing retro game reviews and modern game reviews and mobile reviews if you're interested in them.
Awesome.
Yeah,
who's not?
Yeah.
You can catch me over on the Alpha Fox channel, also over on the Republic of Players. I stream on the Alpha Fox and sometimes cross to the Republic of Players. You'll get me there, Ronan Fox. If you need to message me or ask me anything, just look me up on Facebook. I will get back to you at some stage. Now I'm not as busy anymore, so I will get back to you more than likely within the hour.
Thanks for the stars, Damien.
So if you, oh yes, look at this boy.
You're an absolute star yourself. Huh?
This has been the Republic of Players podcast, episode 44. We're 2 years old, and we're out.
Nice.
Peace.